first time in a long time, but it seems like just yesterday when we were side by side. Beast mode, no one's blocking our way. These other guys tried it, but them man ain't got the skills of Braden and Davie, brazen and raging, bringing you the thrills and spills. Right here in full gear, about to blow up like TNT. Us man are too sweet, Brady, DVP, the BDElite. Right here in full gear, about to blow up like TNT. Us man are too sweet, Brady, DVP, the BDElite.
Hello.
Hello, hello, hello.
Braden Herrington here with Davie Portman for BDElite. PostWrestling.com, Apple Podcasts, whatever podcast app you're using, and of course,
Twitch.tv/upNXT podcast. Hello, Twitch Room.
Hello, Twitch Room. Yes, Tuesday nights, Braden and Davie will be your NXT friends. But Wednesday nights, we're your Dynamates.
We are Dynamite. So
Yeah.
I'm being told in the Twitch Room I look like a fisherman.
You kind of look like a fisherman.
I got
today.
cold.
Yeah,
right before starting
got cold.
today.
You don't wear you have glorious locks of hair, so you never really wear hats. But you said someone gave out hats the other day, and
I
you're
got a free gin hat.
free free gin hat.
Yeah, Ungava.
Yeah, like the
I'm
logo's
promoting
on.
them. You see, it's working.
And
now.
it's a yellow toque or a yellow. What do Americans call them again? Beanies.
Beanies.
Yeah, and you said you're rocking it. You're rocking it. But someone in the chat says you look like a fisherman.
I think it's the plaid as well. I
oh,
look like I
yeah.
should be hanging with Josh Briggs and Jensen.
Because you're such a
Man.
yeah. Listen to upNXT to hear all about the greatness.
I can't stop thinking about it.
It's between that and you're out there.
No, I think
That
this
one-
beat
that's
out
way
where
worse, yeah.
it's the way they're playing. They're throwing the
The
hooks,
stakes?
the
horseshoes.
horseshoes,
Yeah. Yeah. It's weird. It's
and
weird.
the cutting. It's like sent him to the hospital. It's so funny. It's so terrible.
You've watched it back a few
I've
times.
watched it a few times.
Yeah, I saw you watching it yesterday
Yeah.
night, and then I saw you watching it today. So I was like, wow, you really love this segment. that
It's
happened.
clearly working somehow on me.
Yeah. I noted it down for best worst of shows
Oh, yeah.
later in the year.
Yeah.
For sure. That I won't tell you which it'll end up on, but yeah.
Oh, I will.
So we're here to talk about some AEW Dynamite tonight. Is there anything else going on in the world? I mean, there was Jon Moxley. The same day he comes out with his book, Mox, which is amazing. I've heard, so I got to get a copy of that. But Tony Khan tweets out that he is allowed to release the news that Jon Moxley is going to go into some rehab for alcohol. It sounds. So. Yeah.
Yeah, crazy. Especially the timing. Obviously, a big match tonight with him and Orange Cassidy originally scheduled, and the rumored Bryan Danielson match at Full Gear. Yeah, and the timing with his book coming out as well. I just wish him all the best, obviously, and it's
For sure.
it's pretty good. I loved how they dealt with it in the Punk segment tonight.
Punk is PR for AEW
Yeah.
lately. He just clears everything up in his promos because he always cuts
Pretty
promos.
much.
Yeah.
I thought it was great. I
Yeah.
thought it was awesome. And I do really want to read his book as well. But obviously,
Yeah.
main thing is get well. And it's great that he's
For sure.
doing this, for sure.
Yeah, for sure. He's someone I wasn't too into before AEW, and then when he came here, I just could see that he was something of his own creation and just artistic. This silly pro wrestling stuff is art in a weird way. You like sandwiches? When you get a sandwich, it's art. Wrestling, it's art. And I started being like, yo, this guy is awesome. He's got this intensity about him. Lately, he's been running through
So
people.
intense.
Yeah, maybe he's just too intense.
Yeah.
Last week, it looked like he almost hit a few fans. So I'm wondering if that has something to do with it. I know in his book, he mentions he drinks a lot in the book, and he talks about smoking crack, I think, or something. So it's maybe it is a good idea that this happens. But either way, I am a huge fan of what he has done, and I can't wait to see him get out of this because I know we'll see him again, and he'll be much stronger, much brighter, just
Absolutely.
better. And for his wife Renee, I mean, their relationship is public. I couldn't imagine having that kind of weight, the internet and the whole world kind of probably messaging you or saying things about you. Hopefully not bad things.
I'm sure the fact becoming a new dad and actually maybe just the process of going through this book and reflecting on a lot of stuff might be a bit eye-opening with everything going on.
Yeah. But
and the pressure of this job and all that. You can see it's probably made him reevaluate stuff now being a dad. You know, it changes a lot of things.
Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah. Especially, the guy is now a dad. And if, he has these issues, it's so big of him to, like, address them. And again, on a big scale, well, now everyone's talking about it. So all the power to him. And I can't wait to see him again down the line. Because we know he'll be back. And we'll be all itching for that. And that match now.
Oh,
now it's going to make it even in a weird wrestling fan way.
Having it taken away. Yeah. You're like, now I really want to see it.
Yeah, once it's teased and then taken away, I mean, now we're going to be rabid for it down the line. So, yeah, that's interesting. And then we'll get into, like, kind of how they go in about replacing him and stuff like that. But, yeah, so Jon Moxley's going to be gone for a little while. So that obviously affects the Full Gear card in, 2 weeks? Saturday?
Yeah, coming up very soon.
Yeah, so we're looking forward to that pay-per-view, which still looks, like, completely stacked. So... be sure to hang out with us, Twitch, because we're going to be doing a watch-along.
We will, yeah. Live watch-along, live post-show on twitch.tv/upnextpodcast.
And if you can't do that, but you want to hear our thoughts in it, well, maybe we'll put this podcast on that feed, on this feed too.
Yeah.
So there you go. We got you, because we're your Dynamates. We told you. Yeah. So what else do we got going on this week?
Well, there's reports of Kyle O'Reilly's contract coming up in a month.
They all laugh at me. When I say _ needs to be all elite. But who's laughing now when we finally get to see Aero versus Elite? Just wait. We're going to see it. Red Dragon and Adam Cole, the original Undisputed Era. Remember, there were three
Roddy,
of them.
There were three to
We
start,
don't need Roddy. He's got the Diamond people.
Diamond friends.
Yeah, he's got a title. He's a champion right now. The original three were Red Dragon and Cole. So... Elite versus Aero.
I think it seems likely, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You think he'll bring Vaughn with him?
I don't think so. I think he's grooming Vaughn to take his place when he's in greener pastures.
Yeah.
But also a special event rumored for December 5th for NXT as well, which we didn't really talk about much yesterday.
Yeah. There's rumors that there's a new network special, but probably not going to be called a takeover.
Yeah.
So, I mean, will Kyle be on that
Could
show?
this be the goodbye for a lot of these people?
Well, Kyle sent Cole packing with that angle, and then it would kind of drop. They don't mention Adam Cole. They barely mention Undisputed Era on NXT. They just say Kyle's a former tag champion, which is crazy. Undisputed Era was one of the hottest things in wrestling, for sure. And they totally, I think, dropped the ball with that. But money on the table, gonna go over to Tony Khan. He already bought the theme for Red Dragon. Kyle O'Reilly's set. I can't wait to hear that theme more often. That theme's sick. So, Kyle going in there, we can add so many big matchups that we've just been on this roll in AEW of, okay, now Daniel's in here. Okay, Punk's in here. Let's see this guy fight this guy, fight this guy.
Every week you're getting an interesting match for the first time ever.
Kyle O'Reilly versus Bryan Danielson. One-on-one in a big matchup, main spot, that would be crazy. Kyle versus any of the guys in there. Don't go to Cole. Oh, wait, he's going to be teaming with him, so he doesn't need to fight him. But, just there's so many cool things. They're saying the same thing about Johnny Gargano and his contract.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's that as well. He could go hang out. Or what about Mr. Kevin Steen? He can go hang out with the Mount Rushmore. Like, there's so many people that there is potential for them to crossover.
We'll be finding out soon.
Yeah, I guess so. In next month, December or something.
December, yeah.
Yeah, I would say out of all of those, Kyle is the coolest because he's cool, Kyle. But because there's the history with Undisputed Era, and everyone a few years back in the wrestling world kept dream matching Elite versus that, and now we can get it. So
I'd be more interested in Johnny, I think, because we've seen a lot of the Kyle, like Red Dragon, Young Bucks stuff in the past.
True.
Not that it wouldn't be cool to see it again, but we have seen it a lot. Whereas Johnny Gargano, I don't really.
We want Johnny versus
hanging out
Kenny.
with these guys as much. Yeah.
Yeah. There's still
Kenny, Johnny Bryan.
Because the way they treated Bobby Fish, you wouldn't, if you just watched AEW, you don't really know the history, you wouldn't know he was a tag team guy, because you just think he's having sweet matches. So I want to see Kyle. We were robbed of Kyle getting his Finn Balor saga. Like, it was 2 matches instead of what we thought were going to be his story of finally becoming the guy, the champ. We didn't get that. NXT turned into this kids show, and now he's hanging around babysitting. So I want to see more of Kyle in solo matches as well. But that being said, put him with the crew and stuff like that. I think there's got to be some. Adam Cole is always the sleazy guy in any of his characters. Like, he's always the guy who he broke up Undisputed Era. He's always turning on people. He should be the one to turn on them. Or I don't know. There's so many groups and funny indie teams that they had, but dream matchups sound great. Yeah. Kyle O'Reilly for sure is probably there. But Gargano, other than Kenny, like, just what, with Andrade again?
Well, Brian,
yeah,
which is a match we could have had.
We could have had that
in the same company for a while, and you don't have that match. Come on.
Yeah, that's pretty silly. Yeah, it's really silly.
But yeah, that match would be great.
I mean, we could have gotten a few different dream matches tonight. I mean, there was rumors that someone's going to take Mox's place. Internet obviously is like, okay, Miro maybe is a good choice, which it ends up being, but. You were like, oh, they should just do Gresham. That'd be crazy if they just brought in Jonathan Gresham to be the guy to fight Danielson, right? Like,
yeah.
They can do that stuff, and we probably will see him very soon if he doesn't go to Impact.
Would be very cool. I do think at this stage it could be a bit of a kick to the teeth of, like, your main roster you've got to do that, but it would have been a cool match. It's definitely a match I want to see.
Yeah. No, yeah, there's a few different things, but they're pretty on a roll still going towards this Full Gear pay-per-view. I can say this is the only show I was interested in watching this week, like other than everything else. So they still have my attention, especially when they add the dream match, as one person would call it. I believe Tony Schiavone called it, which is Kenny Omega versus Allin Angels.
Did he say dream match or rematch?
I heard him say it's pretty much a dream match. And then he realizes kind of what he said. 4 Allin Angels.
Right. Yeah, so this is coming off that match right at the beginning of the pandemic when Kenny fought this guy, Allin Angels, before the Dark Order. And Allin Angels held his own against him. And everyone lost their mind. They went, why is this guy kicking out of all these V-triggers and stuff? Who the fuck is this Allin Angels?
Right.
This is Kenny Omega. This is Mr. 7-Star. He should be doing more than going toe-to-toe with this fucking guy. Didn't even have a number at that point. He was just Allin.
So what do you think about this? How do you feel about this? Because, like, before, I was like, whatever, it's just a match, but okay. Now, I feel like Kenny's character is a lot further, whereas Allin Angels is kind of still Allin Angels. I did feel like as a rib here, I guess, on things, you'd have Kenny just V-trigger him and kill him.
Yeah.
Instead, you had the same thing from before. I feel like they are doing this to rib the people who said all that before.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, okay.
Absolutely. I do think AEW is known for their hot openers, and nothing like that. I enjoyed this match, but I do think the joke is maybe a bit too insider.
Yeah.
Where I think middle of the show, this could have worked a bit better for me.
I
but
agree.
kicking off, it didn't feel like the hot match we're used to AEW starting. But I get what they were trying to do, and I like how they honor kind of their history by doing this. You could just do Kenny versus Allin Angels. No one would really think anything of it. But drawing to all that criticism and making it out, I love in the commentary making out, hey, every sports team, every player has that one team that just like upsets them. And you see it in football all the time, soccer, where there's one team that always manages to beat one of the big clubs, and it's like, I don't know what it is about that team.
That Allin Angels.
How they're selling this Allin Angels.
Right.
So I did think they did a good job of building kind of stakes in a story for an otherwise throwaway match.
Yeah, like part of me is like, yeah, he should have just murdered him and that's it. But I saw what they're doing, like totally playing on that back there and hitting it over the head, especially afterwards. But obviously we're talking about Dynamite from Wednesday, November 3rd. It does kick off with Kenny Omega and Allin 5 Angels. I hate the way they even say his name.
Alan
He's a
Five
fine
Angels.
wrestler, and he's fine. He's great. I didn't like him in the mask. I think he needs different gear to make him stand out a bit more, because he kind of just looks like Bryce Remsburg wrestling to me.
Yeah.
I literally keep thinking it's him, but he's in like pants. But Alan Angels should just be his name. It should be 5 Alan Angels, not Alan 5 Angels. What? So you have 5 Angels? What do you mean? Just 5?
They do that with other things though.
It doesn't like roll off the tongue. It's like I don't know. If his name was like 5,
I think Jerry the King Lawler.
that sounds great.
It should be the King Jerry Lawler.
It can be that too, but this is it. So you're saying it should be Alan the 5 Angels?
Well, he's number 5, isn't he? Not the 5.
Angels in the outfield. Alan's got angels.
So you want 5 Alan Angels?
I just don't like the number thing. I hate 10 as well. I think it's dumb. But like, sorry, I don't know. But Alan Angels sounds cool. Even though people always, if you search Alan Angels, not a lot of tweets came up. But then if you search Alan Eagles, well, there's a lot of tweets, because apparently that's what everyone thinks his name is.
Oh yeah.
Eddie the Eagle. What is it?
I
the
remember.
Eagle?
Yeah, I remember
That was
reviewing
last
this
time.
guy for the first time.
And I was
Alan
like,
Eagles?
you know me and people's names.
Yeah.
I don't know. And I'm like, what's this guy's name? Alan Eagles? All right, Alan Angels. Okay, cool. All right. Just the 5 is getting to me. He's got to be the first one to leave the Dark Order.
I don't think any of them will lose their number.
Ever?
Yeah. I think
Ever.
respect to Brody, they'll always have it part of
Right.
them.
Okay. Yeah. Well, then his gear. I mean, I'm saying this, but he probably does have it. Then he should have 5 Angels on him. It'd be smart.
Sure. Or
Right?
5 Allens.
Can you name 5 Allens?
Alan Rickman.
Alan Rickman.
Alan Partridge.
Partridge.
Tim Allen.
Tim Allen. Okay, that's all right. Darby Allin.
Darby Allin. And Alan.
There's Alvin.
No.
The Chipmunks.
Alan.
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 Yeah, that's all the Allens we know. So
Do we know any
there's
more
only
Allens?
4 in our minds. So there you go.
Well, does he use his own Alan Angels?
Yeah, there you go. Then he's the 5.
Alan DeGeneres.
That's
We've got
Alan DeGeneres.
Allentown. I'm just reading suggestions
from
from
the
the
Twitch
Allentown. What? Pennsylvania. Just
Terry Allen, aka Magnum TA. Okay.
gonna have to Google famous Allens.
Famous Allens. I don't know. Woody Allen.
Alanis Morissette.
Alanis Morissette.
Um,
No. That's all the Allens I'm aware of.
Alan Turing.
Sorry, I don't know that.
The imitation game. You know, that test, that clever man.
Alan Thicke. Shout out Alan Thicke.
Alan Thicke.
Yeah, one of the best Allens. Shout out to Twitch.
Alan Moore.
Don't know that Alan.
I'm
not Alan and with that Alan.
Watchmen, the creator.
Right. Oh, what?
Yeah.
Okay.
Alan Bennett. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. No, it's...
Alan Ayckbourn. Oh yeah, there's a few good Allens. Alan Shearer.
Don't know that one. But shout
Newcastle.
out. If you're listening to us right now and your name is Alan, hope you're having a good day.
Alan Sugar. Yeah.
Yeah, just hope you're having a great day.
That's our Alan show. Join us next week. We'll be talking about famous Barrys.
You don't know any famous 5s.
Famous 5s? There's the band 5.
There's the band 5. There's the Mumbo number 5. It's the...
There's
what are
the
5
Jackson 5.
Jackson 5 with the 5 fingers say the face.
There's Big E's 5.
5 count.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. There's a few different things you could do with 5. I don't like it though. Kenny Omega versus Alan Angels. Angels is preparing as Kenny's getting into the ring here and just charges at him as soon as the bell rings with this flying drop kick. He then beats down on Kenny. Kenny comes back with punches to the face. He's being a bit mean. Alan comes back though with a leg lariat, and then Kenny hits the hook leg into the Ushigoroshi suplex lift kind of thing. And JR said it reminded him of an atomic drop. But I was like, but it's on the guy's neck, and I'm like, all right, the knee is out. Okay, I'll let it. I feel like JR didn't like a lot of tonight's show. There was a tope sending Kenny crashing on the outside from Alan Angels here, and then a great moonsault off the top to the outside. Back in the ring, Kenny gains control again with a power bomb, but Angels kicks out of it. Then there's a bunch of near falls. There's a roll up where you definitely thought Kenny kicked out at like a 2.999. There's then a one-winged Angel that's countered again into a roll up. Kenny's tired of playing around though. Hits him with a V trigger. but 5 kicks out. Kenny's a little shocked, but he regains composure, runs at him with V-trigger definitely on the money, right on the head, and pins him just like that. Kenny Omega wins.
Yeah, I think we kind of gave most of our thoughts before the match, but I did like how the finish was the V-trigger, because I'm pretty sure a lot of the criticism at the time was he should have just killed him with a V-trigger. He didn't even need to do his one-winged angel, his Allen Angels.
Yeah.
So I kind of like that they did use the V-trigger as the finish.
Yeah, true. It is pretty funny. After the match, Kenny grabs a microphone and says, everyone knows after that time we fought last time, you ruined my career, so I'm going to destroy you. And tells Nakazawa to give him a chair because he's going to beat him up with it.
We just reviewed Karate Kid Part 2, and it was very much, you embarrassed me, you disgraced me.
You disgraced
my honor.
My honor, yeah. And Nakazawa slides in the chair, and he's about to do it, but cue Hangman's music as he comes down. We're in a great, what was this shirt? Like was it cactus?
I need his wardrobe.
Yeah, his guy, his girl, whoever hooks him up with the clothing there in AEW is on point.
Him and Ethan Page.
Or maybe it's just him. Maybe he's just literally finding them on his own. But we need to know where is he getting these shirts? Because like people are finding them. It's one thing, but for him to like be ahead of the curve, you know. Hangman comes in with this great shirt. He knocks down Nakazawa. He comes to the ring. He starts scuffling with Kenny here, but Kenny runs out of the ring after Hangman misses the buckshot. So Kenny runs away, but he left a title. So Hangman slowly grabs a title and a microphone and says, you left this here, but I'll do the right thing and leave it right here for you. But don't worry, you got 10 days and I'll be taking it back. So Hangman Page, Kenny Omega, full gear.
Loved it. I loved the timing of the buckshot.
Yeah.
That Kenny sort of just escaped from. This match has been built up so well. I love the little teases, physicality the last few weeks. It's going to be great.
Yeah. I can't wait to see Hangman try his hardest and fail. Because I love Hangman. He's amazing. He's on point right now. But the story this can't be it. Like, it can't be. Kenny's got to hold this thing till, like, summer. What's the summer pay-per-view?
You've got Revolution, then it's Double or Nothing.
Double or Nothing? Yeah, that should be Kenny Hangman 3.
Right.
Book it. And then Kenny can face Daniel again at Revolution.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, I can see that happening for sure.
Sorry, I like things having a full... movies are good, but when you plan out a whole trilogy, you can really, Rocky's a really good movie. You know what happens at the end of Rocky? I don't want to tell you, but...
He loses.
He doesn't win. Yeah. It's a good movie. But honestly, Hangman's good. And yeah, Kenny's being really meta with the referencing things. You wouldn't know what was going on if you didn't.
They did a good job on commentary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They brought it up.
Yeah. But I don't know in the crowd there tonight how much you'd have taken from that.
Yeah, you just watched a match. They announced Miro will be replacing Orange Cassidy tonight as we go to a video from Malachi Black. Tony Khan has barred him from ringside during the Cody Andrade match later tonight. And he says, it's not to go unnoticed, unscathed. You'll see. I don't need to be there, but there's more to this story, as he says. We go to CM Punk, who comes out down to the ring.
He does a whole Julius Caesar analogy as well.
About Cody Rhodes?
About Cody.
Yeah.
Talking that it wasn't just one that stabbed him in the back. It was everyone, including Marcus, didn't save him. We've compared Cody to that before.
That's definitely
interesting that Black is bringing that up now as well.
Yeah, definitely the character he's playing. CM Punk has a microphone and they're cheering his name here. He says, I don't want to hear my name, I want to hear another name right now. He's in a bit of a different mood. He says, I want to bring up Jon Moxley. He says, I'm very damn proud of you. We're not the closest of friends. I don't know you too well, but I'm respecting you. I'm sending my respect to you. Sends all his love to this guy. He says, that's the first guy I want to talk about. But the second guy is Eddie Kingston. You interrupted me, and you're not even here tonight. So what are we going to do about this? and someone in the crowd chants, "Fight him!" He's like, "Fight him! He's not here." So they start chanting "Full Gear," and he's like, "What about next week?
What about St. Louis?"
Yeah, St. Louis. He says, "Eddie, I want you to be here next week so you can accept my apology." But I like how they, obviously, Moxley and Eddie are friends, and the real life thing with Mox is going on. So Punk's throwing the love there, but then turns it into, like, kayfabe.
I loved the stuff about Mox.
Yeah.
I loved him bringing up his, like, that he gets it. He was burnt out, and when he said something about a lot of people were kind of mad when I did it, but, like, don't you dare think of Mox this way. Like, what he's doing is awesome. Loved that promo. I did find it weird, the whole thing with Eddie. Like, I'm down for the match, absolutely. And I like the stuff on Rampage. Just here, kind of, as you said, they're best friends. A good reason why Eddie isn't there is because his best friend isn't there, perhaps. Yeah. So I'm kind of like, not really buying why you're mad that he just hasn't shown up. And then also him saying that he wanted to fight Eddie tonight. He needs to fight Eddie before he can do anything else. But he would have wanted to fight in this tournament to hopefully fight Daniel Bryan at Full Gear. But he wanted to fight Eddie tonight, but Eddie's not there. So he's going to sort it out in St. Louis. And unfortunately, he can't do this tournament. It seemed a little odd.
It seemed backwards considering they just told us earlier what was, like, I don't know.
I feel like he shouldn't have brought up the tournament.
Yeah.
Because he's like, oh, yeah, I really wanted to face Orange Cassidy and then win, and then face Bryan Danielson at Full Gear. And you'd have loved that as well. But Eddie not being here ruined it for you all. You're like, what?
Yeah, it's your friend. It's Mox's friend, so, like, you know why he's...
Like, is he trying to, like, heal Eddie because Eddie denied us of CM Punk versus Bryan Danielson? Is that...
It's just
It was a little odd.
Yeah, and also, why are you saying he's scared? Why are you saying, oh, you interrupted me, and you're scared? You interrupted me, and no one interrupts me, so I want an apology? It's kind of a dick thing to say.
Yeah.
Like, we know Eddie and Punk are probably going to just have one of the greatest promo battle feuds in the next little while, but this definitely wasn't a good start to it.
Yeah, it was odd.
Hey, your friend, he's down in the dumps, and you have the audacity not to show up here tonight?
I think if it was someone else, say it was Lance Archer he was feuding with, and it wasn't someone so closely related to Moxley, you wouldn't think anything of it.
Yeah.
You'd shout out Moxley, and then you go, and this piece of shit who didn't bother turning up.
Right.
But when you're like, well, Eddie's possibly just checking in on John.
Right. But, yeah. Damn you, Eddie. Where are you? Eddie's scared. Do you think that's still a Full Gear match? He says next week or 2 weeks. I don't know. Rampage. Mr. Rampage.
Yeah. Where do they go?
Full Gear would be cool. I don't know.
Well, he seemed to not want... He really wanted to do it in St. Louis.
He just really loves St. Louis.
Yeah.
I guess, yeah.
Maybe do it twice. I don't know.
Yeah, or Eddie. Yeah, I just want to see the promos. And then
it's just a face-to-face on Friday.
Yeah.
Okay, so the match is Full Gear.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. Okay. There we go. Yeah.
That
makes
makes
sense. Yeah, for sure.
Sorry, the promo confused me.
This show moves fast. I mean, NXT 2.0 watched AEW Dynamite for the past little while, and we're like, we need to move faster than that. And sometimes there's some things I'm like, oh, okay, all right, sorry, did I miss that? You wanted to be in the tournament, Punk, but then you couldn't be, but Miro's in the tournament.
It's Eddie's fault.
And you're just mad at Eddie Kingston. Okay, all right, fuck Eddie Kingston. No, that match sounds great. Punk and Eddie, kill it.
Then Taz is like, get your name out of my mouth.
Did you say my name? Hey, did you say my name? No? Oh, and then just start singing.
No Team Taz this week.
No Team Taz. No. You gotta watch Dark to hear him sing.
No Hardy Family Office either.
Don't. You're too soon. You're too soon.
Wow, what?
What are you talking
We did have
about?
Matt Hardy randomly in the front row, didn't
Right.
we?
Yeah.
But apart from that, no HFO or Team Taz.
I think they're disbanding.
HFO?
Yeah, it didn't work for TN Shaw. It's not gonna work for Matt Hardy Office.
They've tried so hard with it, though.
In the end?
It doesn't even matter.
We go to a video for Miro. He says he is the Redeemer, and he looks up. He's God's favorite champion, but look up. I look up in anger, and you look down in fear. So prove yourself to me like I prove myself to her. I will be champion. I will be forgiven. I will be loved. Then you will be forgiven. So he's cutting a promo on God.
He's going to forgive God once he's won the title?
Damn. So other than that, he's just going on a rampage or something?
I guess so.
Yeah. Weird.
Miro's great. I love him.
He is. He's very intense.
And I think this was exactly the right choice of the replacement. He didn't get to be in the tournament because he was still kind of the TNT champion, I think, when they were booking it.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
But his record is 15-1, so he's one of the highest ranked.
He's ranked behind Hangman.
Yeah.
He's the second.
So he should be in this tournament. So it makes sense for him to even get a bye through here. So
sure.
He's
not God's favorite champion anymore, but he's mad at God, so he's got to show God that you got to help me win. He's a believer. Like he's like, watch me destroy everyone and hurt everyone in his path. But I like whenever Miro talks, and I'm excited for this match. We go to the Super Click backstage. It's Matt Jackson, Nick Jackson, Adam Cole, and Brian Cutler. And I loved Matt Jackson's zebra pants here. They were great. Cole says that the other guys they've been feuding with, those dinosaurs and Jungle Boy and all them, it was a fluke. Or wait, was it the Dark Order they fought? Man, I'm getting confused who these guys are fighting with all the time. Who did they have a match and lost to last week?
the Elite.
The Elite. The Dark Order.
They lost to Dark Order.
Yeah, right. They say there was a fluke losing to the Dark Order, but we're not afraid. We're men. We're mean guys. We ain't afraid of no one. When Christian Cage shows up and kind of scares them a little bit and says, don't do anything stupid because there's more of us than you. But in come Luchasaurus, who's there for the save, so it's a 3-on-2 kind of thing because Cutler gets beat up pretty quickly. They start brawling from the outside, like to the side into the arena area where the crowd is. And then Jungle Boy comes out of nowhere, off the ramp, flies on top of everyone. Because remember, they took Jungle Boy and gave him a kiss of death and threw him off the top. There's then a huge more brawl. Everyone's beating each other up. Christian at one point gets super kicked after attempting a kill switch. But in the end, it's Christian who gets the upper hand here, beats up the Bucks, and then concertos Adam Cole. Leaves him twitching. His hands, his fingers.
Yeah, there were some crazy moments in this brawl. Jungle Boy did this great run down the ramp, hitting a Rana to, I think it was Matt Jackson, but the way the camera was kind of running back with it, it looked great. A really new look, this sort of angle here with the Rana was cool.
Yeah, him running. Yeah.
And, it was pretty, it feels, what are we setting up for here? A 6-man at full gear?
What are we setting up for?
It feels like it would be some kind of gimmick with the chairs and everything.
TLC, Full Metal Mayhem.
Something like that.
We know Cole is supposed to fight, and they even promote it again later. So, I mean, a concerto would take you out in a few days. But he's supposed to fight Silver.
John Silver, yeah.
So that's still going to happen. But, I mean, you could do Cole versus Christian one-on-one, and then Bucks versus Jurassic Express, but
maybe
you could just do a 6-man like
crazy 6-man
blood feud kind of
with a stick
gimmick, war games, something. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. But this was fun. This kind of reminded me of when we had those brawls earlier in AEW, the kind of street fight to set up the stadium stampede, that kind of thing. I thought it was good.
Yeah, it definitely sets. They didn't announce after what this would be because he's just Cole's just laying there. But I'm like, all right, whatever the match is, we know it's going to be good. Jungle Boy looking like a star.
Oh, yeah.
Always looking like a stud, that Jungle Boy. We go to a promo video from Ruby Riott and Chris Statlander. It's about their match because of the TBS title tournament. And Ruby saying, she didn't come here to lose. She's come here to win. She's on this path. Statlander says that she's a big fan of Ruby, but does she call herself I am your leader? She says, I am your leader, and I'm going to lead by taking this title, winning this title.
Statlander.
Yeah. So is that her?
Well, she's an alien.
Yeah,
isn't it?
yeah.
Take me to your leader, all that.
Yeah. She kind of comes off a kind of a heel here, saying like, "Oh, I was a big fan of you," but she's being cheeky here. But yeah, actually, this kind of sounds like it could be pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
I assume Ruby.
I think so.
To win this.
Yeah, definitely. We go to our next match, which is a AAA Tag Team Championship match taking place on AEW Dynamite for a second time, I believe, and at least that I can remember because we had it just where they won them a few weeks ago.
Yeah, we've had the titles defended a few times in AEW though.
Yeah, I think so.
Because the Bucks were champions and
right, yeah,
weren't they?
Yeah.
Right at the beginning.
Well, FTR are the champions, and they're going up against the team of Luchadors, which was announced earlier today. Aero Star and not Kalisto, Samurai Del Sol. Yeah, remember him?
Yeah, it took me a while before I realized this was Kalisto.
You turned to me during their entrances, and you were like, "Hey, did you know that Kalisto was Samurai Del Sol?" And I was like, "Yeah." And you're like, "Well, I just figured that out right now." You were today years old when you learned that they were the same. Where did you think
I've heard the name before. I was just like, when I saw the promotion for this match, it didn't strike me, oh, that's Kalisto and Aerostar. Right. I remembered Aerostar. I think he was in Lucha Underground a bit.
He's cool, yeah.
And then I was like, oh, yeah, it's Kalisto.
Like, you just thought Selena Del Sol. What's his name? Fuck. Samurai Del Sol.
Samurai Cop Del Sol.
Samurai Cop Del Sol, you just thought was chilling for all these years. Well, there was a guy now, Kalisto, who kind of looked like him. Kalisto and Aerostal.
Aristotle.
Aerostar and Kalisto versus FTR, Axe and Dax. Is it? No, Dax the Axe.
Dax and Cash.
Right. That's right. There's some crazy flipping stuff here where Aerostar's in with Dax, and he keeps doing the flip front thing like repeatedly all around the ring in circles when Dax just walks over to him and flips him off and says, F you. But then eats a Hurricane Rana. There's crazy tope to Dax on the outside now. Aerostar is just insane. He's doing all sorts of... There's a swan dive tope to the outside. Then a trust fall like senton in the ring. Tags in Kalisto. Sorry, SOS. Right? Samurai... No, SDS?
SDS.
His move is the SOS. I'm forgetting.
No, that's Kofi.
Yeah, but Samurai...
His was the Salida del Sol, wasn't it?
For fuck's sake. So he's in. He's just as fast as we remembered here. He's coming in with all these sorts of crazy moves. There's assisted seated senton. There's then this crazy double springboard. I just write this is nuts because there was insanity. There's a spot where on the outside it's Dax, I think, who hits a brainbuster on Aerostar, which was nuts, just spiking him. Back and forth, there's counters and counters. There's Cash who's in and eventually gets a victory roll, but then he counters with his own and then grabs the tights and the ropes to get the win and retain the AAA tag titles. But yeah, this was a little
great fun,
fast little match that was nonstop with all this craziness.
Yeah, I really enjoyed this. I'd like to see more of Aerostar and Samurai del Sol.
Yeah.
Any relation to Fuego?
Fuego del Sol, Samurai del Sol, they're going to be the Soul Brothers.
Yeah, I think so.
The Soul Men.
Soul Men.
I don't know.
But yeah, this was fun. I'd like to see more of these just random defenses on AEW.
Yeah, this reminds me of old school wrestling. FTR are such bad guys here that they conned the Lucha Bros into getting them to defend the AEW tag titles at the pay-per-view. And now they're the AAA tag title champions, and like their whole gimmick is about being the best tag team. So now it's just another title that they have on their notch belt there. But then they also have gear now. That's their knee pads are Mexican and American flags.
Look
I'm
great.
like, you're fucking dickheads. I love it. They are amazing, and their theme grew on me today.
Yeah, I liked it.
With the camera angles, the way that music hits, and then it like shows them coming out of the tunnel, I was like, "Oh, that looks sick." So I think it can grow on me. I didn't give it a chance. It's totally a rip of the old theme, what Midnight Express,
I think so, yeah.
Which was a popular song, but yeah.
I think the match is going to be great against Lucha Brothers. We've kind of seen it but they were dressed as silly frogs. So
Right.
yeah, I'm really looking forward to this one.
Yeah, definitely one of the big matches. I'm looking forward for that pay-per-view. But more Kalisto and Aero Star for sure. We get Hikaru Shida backstage, and she got her 50th win.
Yeah.
She's so happy.
She's got a trophy.
But she's interrupted by Nyla Rose and Vicky Guerrero. And Nyla says, 50 wins took you long enough. Like,
Yeah, so this is the stupidest insult from Nyla, because Shida's won the award of being the first female superstar wrestler, whatever you call them in AEW, to get 50 wins. Nyla Rose is like, ha, took you long enough to get 50 wins. Like, well, you're clearly not there because she's the first woman to get it. So,
huh.
so she's like saying it as an insult, and she's only on like 30 wins.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Dumb.
It was weird. So I'm assuming they're fighting in this tournament.
They're next, which no mention really of Shida's knee. Because
Yeah.
the whole thing was last week was Serena Deeb destroyed her knee, and we were questioning whether she's even going to be pulled out of this tournament. But this just seemed to build up the match with Nyla, and no real mention of the attack.
In the Twitch chat, Rishi's typing that Nyla actually has 48 wins.
Okay, took her long enough.
You see Vicky in Nyla's Halloween costumes?
No, were they nice?
They were each other.
Oh yeah,
I thought it was nice. I thought it was funny.
well, like Vicky dressed as Nyla,
And Nyla dressed as Vicky. Yeah, it was funny.
Nice. On their Instagram.
Yeah, go give it a like.
Okay.
We go to... So is that on Rampage? I guess that match?
The semi-final.
Yeah, yeah.
I guess so.
Yeah.
I get confused. What's on every show? They just shout matches at me and
Yeah.
shout towns. It's in St. Louis. It's in Miami. I don't know. I'm confused.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I love my Tuesday night, Wednesdays is when I watch my wrestling because, we do NXT and AEW back to back. But then they do the Friday show, which is a lot harder for me to watch every week. So, I just caught up on Rampage just today while we were about to watch Dynamite. So I just watched Eddie Kingston and Danielson, which, by the way, I thought was insane. I thought that was awesome. Definitely want a rematch. Or what did you say? Jon Moxley said his favorite match ever.
The greatest match ever.
You got to get him on for best match ever.
Yeah.
Because he clearly has his pick. Which we have to mention. We're getting geared up for best match ever. SmackDown 6.
Oh, yeah.
With Wei Ting. That was his selection. He's chosen SmackDown 6. And I was way off. Brock is technically not considered in the SmackDown 6, which I think Brock was Raw. Justice for Brock.
Well, he wasn't in all those matches,
Yeah,
was he?
but he
the
was
whole
still
thing
there.
was it was those 6 mixing it up.
Right, yeah. So it was Chavo. It's the only time Chavo ever beat Brock is when being a member of the SmackDown 6. So any SmackDown 6 matches you guys recommend at UpNXT Podcast? Thought I'd throw that little plug in there because Way sent us a list, and
He
they're
has,
looking
yeah.
sick. Yeah, definitely.
Looking at the picture of Nyla and Vicky now.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Double tap.
Did a good job. Double tap. Okay.
Like that.
Yeah.
Send your love. You thought it was nice. Did you see any other wrestlers' Halloween costumes?
I saw John Morrison as Dave Meltzer.
Yeah.
Just all the pictures from that party. It looked fun. It looked like a good party.
Yeah, I didn't see any other wrestling ones that I'm trying to think of wrestlers who had really good ones. Oh, Johnny and Candice were WandaVision, Vision and stuff. But AJ Francis, Top Dollar, he was the memed Vision.
Okay.
If you've seen that meme from before, a few months back.
Right.
So I thought that was fucking funny.
I saw Edge as the Hulk.
Oh, damn. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, he painted himself green. Yeah, I did like the WandaVision one because it was when Wanda was pregnant.
Right.
So they did that moment in the sitcom where she was pregnant. I thought it was clever.
Yeah.
Finn Balor dressed as Shawn Michaels, and was that his wife?
Yeah, his wife, yeah.
Dressed as Triple H.
Yeah.
I just find it weird when it's kind of your bosses. It's like, hey, look at me. I'm you. Yeah, who else was there?
Dickie Bird in the chat says Xia Li was just hot for Halloween. I'm not sure what he means by that. You're gonna have to look up what he means.
Great Instagram there. Yeah, I'll look up now.
Yeah.
I need to get off Vicky Guerrero's.
You don't follow. You don't have alerts on when Vicky Guerrero posts? I thought you would. No? Are you trying to close Vicky's thing?
Sorry, I'm distracted by Xia Li's
You
Halloween costume.
Right, yeah, of course. Shout out Xia Li. Rip Tien Sha.
Yeah.
Rip Mei Ying, but shout out Xia Li. We found her.
SmackDown's own.
Is she?
I think so, yeah.
Nice. The Inner Circle come down to the ring. Did you know they were recently reunited? Because they are.
Yeah, after that huge breakup.
They all found their
They're all back
biker
together.
jackets again, and they're rocking them, and they're biker vests, I should say.
Yeah, how would you feel if this group walked in?
Like to a bar?
You're at Wide Open. You're sat at the bar, and
Okay.
these guys came in their biker vests.
Okay, but like we have to visualize that we do not know who.
We
the
don't
Inner
know who
Circle
they
is.
are.
Yeah.
No.
But these.
But they look
people-
exactly like these guys.
And the group comes in. You don't know them, but
Yeah.
they come into the bar.
Do
Yeah.
you laugh, or do you think trouble's gonna go down, or both? Are you worried that you're gonna laugh and trouble's gonna?
I'd be scared of Jake Hager.
Yeah.
He's big. He probably, and he's like Bellator and stuff. He could probably.
Yeah, but you don't know that, do you?
Right, we don't know him. Oh, we don't know him. But
He's
so
just a big blonde guy.
yeah.
Sammy, you're like, fuck off. This
Yeah.
guy's annoying.
Jericho.
Kind of the same. Santana Ortiz,
It could be scary.
yeah.
When he's rocking those.
These biker jackets.
Yeah. The Inner Circle biker gang. The T-Birds. The Jets. When you're a Jet all the way. Is that West Side Story?
It is.
Can't wait. Can't wait for that new one. It's going to be great. We get the Inner Circle. They're about to cut a promo. It's their time to pick their opponents for the match at Full Gear. When out come American Top Team with Dan Lambert, his whole squad here, Men of the Year, America Top Team, all that. He mentions that you do get to pick. He goes, all you people make fun of me. You think you're so funny, Jericho. I started this team. I'm the number one member of Top Team, and I've gone on to have championships and victories, the best in mixed martial arts. And it's time for you to pick. So he's like, I got this guy, Andre Arnovsky,
Sure.
right? He's got Junior Dos Santos.
Yeah.
He's got Men of the Year,
Mm-hmm.
Ego and Scorpio Sky. And then he's got this other, I don't know who this other guy is. Dalton
Castle.
Yeah. I don't think Dalton Castle's there. The boys. But
We don't know our MMA too well, guys.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Yeah, I watch
they
Real
didn't have
Sports.
graphics come
Yeah.
up for these guys.
Yeah.
Apparently they're good at fighting. They're good fighters.
And he mentions Paige Van Zandt
Yeah.
and her husband, who is someone that wants to fight, and says that, all these guys in the America Top Team here, they all have all these accolades. Like a lot of them are undefeated in the UFC. Some of them are in the UFC right now, and some of them have one of the best knockouts and all this stuff. He's listing all this MMA stuff that, quite frankly, doesn't impress me, but to the story, like, cool. And says, like, hey, to quote the Road Warrior, so Dan Lambert showing his love for old school wrestling, saying, they say they snacked on danger and dined on death, so that's what we're going to do. So Jericho, pick your poison, pick who you want to fight here. And Jake
gets the first pick.
Jake Hager gets the first pick and says, hey, I choose, this is like Pokemon, I choose Junior Dos Santos, and he looks like Popeye.
He's like, I don't want to say you look stupid, but you look like Popeye. I fucking love Jake Hager. He rarely talks, and when he does, he's just so ridiculous. But it's so funny.
Yeah. I laughed and I laughed at him. I don't know.
I think it works.
Yeah,
so
I guess.
I think they know. I
Yeah.
feel like they're in on the joke with him now.
Right. Yeah.
And all he does is yell.
Proud and Powerful or Santana picks Andre Arnovsky?
Andre
Pitbull?
Bocelli.
Andre Bocelli.
Yeah.
That would be lit.
Yeah.
The GOAT, Andre Bocelli, showing up. He says, because you're a pit bull and not because of those teeth, you can bite this or something like that. So that's just his way of picking him. And that's when Jericho has the mic. And Dan Lambert says, Jericho, just to remind you that you ran your mouth on Paige Van Zandt, but her husband, Austin Vanderford, I think his name is, Austin Vanderford, was not happy with what you were saying about Paige, and gives him the microphone. And he's like, hey, Chris Jericho, I want to... And he's cut off by his own wife, Paige Van Zandt. She cuts him off. She says, I don't need no man to speak for me.
Was our husband that guy giving free tattoos at the bar last night?
No.
Okay.
It looked like him. Yeah.
Right,
yeah.
okay.
We'll tell that story later.
Okay.
So Paige grabs the mic and she says, Jericho, I heard what you said about me. You think you're so funny. And she says that there's no Instagram filter that can, cover up the beating that we're going to give you. Something about wide open. She must be a fan of the bar here in Toronto. And then says that she wishes you could pick her because she wouldn't even need this team because she could take on all 5 of you by myself. And the crowd kind of laughs and Jericho smiles and says, sorry, what did you say? You want to take on all 5 of us by yourself? And says that, that joke writes itself and the crowd pops. I did laugh at that, but you could see where it was going. You clearly knew, okay, you're going to say these things, and then it's like when anyone says, I'm going to go to Five Guys Burgers. Oh, what are you having for lunch today? What are you going to eat today? Five Guys. Yeah. Jericho says, yeah, cool. Maybe you could get in the ring with us, and you could record some clips of stuff for your OnlyFans page. And then the crowd definitely was like, oh, damn. I talked about on this show, I've not been a fan of kind of the, what did I call it, American Pie humor coming from Inner Circle, but I thought Paige sounded so good.
I think it worked because Paige did sound good.
Yeah.
So I was getting kind of reminded of when Jericho would do this with Steph.
Yeah.
But it only works if the person who's taking it can give back as much, and I thought Paige was more than holding her own here. So that's why I thought the humor kind of worked. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Rather than her just be this woman who's not really been talking and then he's calling her a slut or whatever. It's kind of weird.
Yeah.
But because she's giving him shit, it's like, yeah, go at it.
Yeah.
No, I thought this was great.
Yeah, I thought she sounded good. She should be champion. Put all the titles on Paige Van Zandt instantly. She definitely holds her own. I have followed her when I did watch UFC, and then now she's been out of it, but she has an online presence. Obviously, she looks the way she looks. She's very good looking, but mixing the fighting, that she actually is a fighter. Now, I wonder if she could, train to become a wrestler. She's definitely has
She's got some in,
the ability there to talk and trash talk. So definitely liked it. The OnlyFans thing is mad because so many people are mad that she's not on OnlyFans. So maybe that's him being like, hey, you got to get on there.
Yeah.
You show your content on Only. You provide, just like Patreon. I keep getting ads for OnlyFans that's like, hey, upload your skateboarding videos, and it's like a skateboarder, and it's like, OnlyFans is for art. I'm like,
it's not what it's about.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know. It's like someone DJing, and it's like, upload your mixes on OnlyFans for your fans. I'm like, I don't know. But you can use Patreon. You can do that. I mean, you can use OnlyFans if you want. I'm not telling you what to do. You should. Shout out OnlyFans. So we go to, sorry, I didn't get to the end of this promo because he doesn't pick Paige. He says, obviously, we said it's going to be Junior Dos Santos. It's going to be the Pitbull Andre. It's going to be
Andre Arlovsky.
Arnovsky, is that what I said earlier? Is he the diamond guy? Is that Swarovski? Sorry. Ethan Page, Scorpio Sky.
Okay, but I don't think Inner Circle ever picked them. Like, I'm looking at the match. Yeah, they are. Yeah. But for the sake of this whole segment, it was like Dan Lambert saying, oh, you're going to pick these guys and these guys. But I heard Jake pick Junior Dos Santos, Santana pick Andre Arlovsky, and then the big reveal of Dan Lambert.
Dan Lambert, yeah.
But they never actually mentioned Men of the Year, I don't think.
Right. I assume that they're in the match.
Yeah, we assume they're in the match.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
I just don't recall them ever going, right. Yeah, we'll pick Ethan Sky.
Yeah. And of course,
Scorpion Page.
Lambert's selling it like it's the end of the world now that he's got a fight in the wrestling match, which was giving me TNA vibes because they did this exact thing where he had to wrestle in a match.
Oh, yeah.
And everything. So yeah,
It's funny though.
Yeah.
Like this worked. I thought this whole segment, just the way Dan Lambert sells everything. There was a part earlier where Jericho called him a dipshit, but not a fat-faced dipshit. And then Lambert's encouraging them to chant by saying, no, don't chant that. But because Jericho just said dipshit, the crowd didn't seem to know what to chant. So they were just going, dipshit, dipshit. And then it's later they reiterate fat-faced dipshit.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, yeah
that's
fat-faced dipshit. They're like, there's something missing here. Dipshit.
Okay, so apparently Lambert mentioned that Ethan Page and Scorpio Sky have to be in the match. Like, they already in the match.
That wasn't the agreement.
That's what he said earlier in the promo, apparently.
He doesn't
Allegedly.
get to pick, like
According to
Santana.
people.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. So that's the match at the pay-per-view, Full Gear. What
And
do you
that's
think?
a Minneapolis street fight.
A what?
Minneapolis street fight.
What's the difference between that and, like, just a street fight not in Minneapolis?
Well, it's in Minneapolis.
All right. 10-man Minneapolis street fight. Inner Circle versus America Top Team and Men of the Year. So that's what's happening.
Yeah, exciting stuff.
You think Paige Van Zandt will get involved?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, good. Just wondering. Good. We go to Matt Sydal backstage, and we see Lio Rush and Dante Martin. And, well, Matt Sydal's not too happy with Lio Rush, so he's got some backup and brings in Lee Moriarty. And he says, we're going to start being a team. I found my new, I'm going to mentor him. And we're going to the top. And we were just wondering what would happen if we mixed it up. So Lio Rush and Dante Martin, they're like, yeah, all right. So Leo starts saying, yeah, that's a challenge, and we accept. So we're going to be seeing this tag team match now.
Are we actually getting this match, or are we going to get Dante Martin, Matt Sydal 4?
Keep
Are
doing
we
this?
actually getting Lio Rush wrestle?
Right. No, maybe not.
Okay.
Possibly.
No, but if we do get this match, this sounds great.
Yeah.
I'd love to see some more of Lee Moriarty, and yeah, we're joking, but I want to see Lio Rush wrestle. He's been here a while now.
I would like to see him wrestle.
Yeah.
We go to our next match, which is Jamie Hayter versus Anna Jay for the TBS tournament. And Anna Jay and Hayter are going back and forth. They start scuffling on the outside, and Anna Jay gets slammed into the guardrail. Jamie's in control when they go to break. When we come back, finally Anna Jay comes out of it. She hits this like DDT tucked in real nice, but Hayter kicks out at 2, and JR once again reminds us that a DDT is a finisher and not just a signature move. So she's got to work on that DDT.
Yeah, I quite liked how he used his criticism to actually make sense.
Right.
It's like, yeah, she should be finishing the match with that move. So clearly she needs to work on it a bit, because the DDT is a finisher.
I don't know. There has been matches from the 70s and 80s where it was just...
They weren't applying it well enough.
They weren't. You got to learn.
That's what you're saying. You got to do it right.
Yeah, true. Maybe that's what Anna Jay needs to do. Anna goes for her finisher, which is like the Queenslayer sleeper hold, but Hayter gets out of that. There's then some Rebel interference, which is the referee is distracted, which leaves Britt to interfere, which leads Hayter to level Jay with a huge lariat and pick up the win. Jamie Hayter advances in this tournament. And then afterwards, they try to beat down on Anna Jay when Thunder Rosa shows up for the save and sends them packing. So, yeah. What'd you think of this match?
Doesn't Ty run out first?
Oh, sorry. Ty runs out first. Yeah, sorry. Because there's 3 of them. Yeah. Ty runs out first for the save, but then they beat down on her, and that's where Thunder Rosa comes out for the save.
Yeah, I didn't feel we got much of a match, really. I felt most of it was during the commercial break, and it was just more to set up the angle with Ty and with Thunder Rosa.
Yeah, this felt really paint by numbers for me. Yeah.
It does a bit.
I'm a fan of Anna Jay. She's improved so much. I'm a big fan of Jamie Hayter as well, of some of the stuff I've seen before her AEW days and stuff. I was expecting a bit more. It just kind of felt like they were doing basic, real stuff.
There was nothing wrong with it, but it wasn't the focus. And I don't feel much of this feud with Ty and Britt.
Yeah.
Which is this was ultimately setting up. And Yeah, just I like Ty. I like her a lot, and I think she's improved a lot, and I think it's great she's going to have a pay-per-view match, but this match with Britt does feel quite cold.
Yeah, it doesn't have the big heat to it. Like even last week's Deeb and Sheeta felt like it had some heat to it. That wasn't even the title.
I think part of it as well is Britt. You're kind of seeing the same thing with Becky Lynch right now. She's so popular. People do want to cheer Britt Baker. And therefore, when she's against these baby faces, she's having to do these dastardly heel stuff. But I just don't think people are really buying them. So we all like Ty Conti, but I think people still like Britt Baker more. So it just kind of makes this weird dynamic where you're not really sure who you should be cheering for. And we've said that for like the last few Brit matches.
We've said that for the past years of WWE. They keep booking these idiot baby faces, and that's why no one gets over, because they're all fucking dumb when your bad guys are way cooler. Even like an Adam Cole in NXT, he was a bad guy for so long, but he was like the most popular, most over character. So it affects the baby face because everyone's going to be cheering for Britt rather than Ty Conti. But I do like Ty. I do think they should pull out a pretty good match.
Yeah, I think so.
At Full Gear. But yeah, this kind of didn't. This just felt like paint by numbers. Okay, there's Britt there, there's Rebel there. Okay, cool.
But it's giving the tease as well for down the line.
Yeah.
I'm sure we're getting that Thunder Rosa Britt match again.
Yeah, so Hayter's going to face Thunder Rosa.
Hayter's got Thunder Rosa then in the TBS tournament.
Yeah, so do you think Hayter beats her? Does Britt stop her from... Does Britt stop Thunder from advancing?
I think Thunder's got to... I think she'll be in the final.
Okay.
I'm trying to remember the brackets. It's probably Rosa versus Jade, I think.
Right.
But yeah, I think it will set up. I think we could see something screwy. The fact that on Rampage, Britt just did the kind of street fight with Abaddon.
Yeah.
And they kept on bringing up the match with Thunder Rosa as well. I feel they're starting to heat that up as the next big women's feud.
Like down the line, like Revolution
for after Full
Winter's
Gear.
coming or something like that. Yeah. We go to... Because that's the Thunder Rosa... Britt is definitely the...
That feels the biggest thing to go to.
For sure.
With Britt.
Well, speaking of the women's TBS title, we go to Jade Cargill and Smarky Mark. And that Jade has this undefeated record, so it really doesn't matter who wins any of these bracket matches. She interrupts and says it just doesn't care because the TBS title will be mine. And again, she's changing it to that bitch show.
That bitch show.
Because she's that bitch.
Well...
It's that bitch show.
Yeah, that bitch show title.
Yeah. Can't wait.
You should change it to that. Then if networks change again, you can... Oh, it's just that
bitch show.
Title, yeah.
Yeah. She should win, right?
To be fair, Taz is walking around with the fuck the world title.
Oh, I thought it was for the win.
For the win.
We go to MJF. He comes out. He has a microphone. I forgot to mention that Darby Allin earlier in the night was watching the AAA tag title match. He's probably just a really big fan of Aero Star. So he was in the crowd watching. Just not in the rafters, just kind of just chilling. He was up there still, but you know, usually he's by himself. This time he wanted to get a good look at the tag match. So MJF comes out and starts cutting a promo to him while he's still sitting up there in the crowd.
Sorry, I was just fact-checking myself. Yeah, Thunder Rosa and Jade are in the same side of the bracket.
Oh, okay.
So they could meet in the semis.
Right.
So yeah, I could see something screwy with Britt and Thunder.
Okay, yeah, true.
Sorry.
Yeah. MJF comes down to the ring, and he's cutting a promo to Darby, who's out in the crowd there. And he says, Darby, me and you, we're pillars. Without us, this company doesn't work. No matter what they do, bringing in these new guys, talent here is shaky, but not us. We're the pillars. And we are the top two of the pillars, me and you. And, well, me and you, my friend, we are going to become legendary. Quoting some How I Met Your Mother there. He says, but why do the people boo me and cheer you, Darby? Is it because you're one of them? You're an outcast, an incel, a loser? Is it because you live with reckless abandon? Deep down, Darby, you do all this because you know you're not good enough to fit in a normal society. And, well, we all know that you'll never really win in life. Then he calls him Darbarino. Let me tell you, you always let your emotions get the best of you. You're pretty much a glorified stuntman. I think that's a quote to Foley, who called him
Ric
that?
Flair to Foley.
He says, "You're weak, man. And at Full Gear, I'm going to show you that I'm better than you. And Darby, I could beat you with a headlock takeover." This pisses off Darby, who now has a microphone, and says, "Yeah, you're right, Max. Everything you said about me is true." He says that. "I am an outcast, but I'm not going to attack you and let my emotions get the best of me at Full Gear. I'm going to keep my composure. I'm going to let my anger out tonight," as he goes down and chases off after MJF, who tries to run, but then he's welcomed by Sting, who's got these guys wearing...
Yeah, it's the Darby masks he makes. They're printed out with the eyes cut out.
It's like all these Darby Sting minions with the masks, which scares MJF, who then turns around and then tries to leave the other way, which now Darby's now in the crowd on the main ground and coming after him. And this starts becoming blow for blow. Max and Darby fighting each other in the crowd. They're brawling all over. At one point, Darby makes the crowd split a bit. Well, he yells at them like, "Yo, move." And
I was worried here, to be honest.
Yeah, me too. The security was like, "Yo," he said, "move." So he parts the sea as this Darby. Not quite the wall of death, but looked pretty sweet as he runs at MJF here with this great looking spot.
This was crazy.
Yeah.
It was like a leaping clothesline over the barricade, but with so much speed. This was great.
Kind of like McFoley.
Yeah.
He does it over the ropes.
So fast.
Yeah, so fast. Killing him here, beating him up, and finally MJF dips out of there, but Darby getting the best of him in this interaction. But right off the top, MJF cutting another fantastic promo, totally selling us on everything. Everything he has is like every line is like proper. Like you could do, there's a website, Genius, where they like take lyrics and people like take each line and dissect it, and everything, little thing means something different. I swear if you did that with MJF promos, there'd be so much going on.
Yeah, I think they're doing such a great job with this feud. I love the lines from MJF about saying kind of most people with the mic skills of him don't quite cut it enough in the ring, and he's saying he does back that up, and because he does have a great record in AEW, and how he's goaded Darby into having a traditional wrestling match with him. Mm-hmm. Kind of, he always gets these stipulations, like he's banned the paradigm shift when he faced Mox and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. And in a way, he's doing the same thing here with Darby. He's eliminating the craziness, the dangerous stuff of Darby. He's like, let's wrestle. Let's have a proper wrestling match. I think it's great. They're doing such a great job with this. And this beatdown was awesome. That stunt over the clothesline.
All it took was one person in the crowd to fuck that up.
To step out in the way, yeah.
And it would have fucked up. So shout out that crowd for not doing that. But looked crazy. Even Darby sounds good on the mic because he doesn't talk as much, right? It's like little things, and it works for his character, yeah. But MJF, honestly, so good on the microphone. He just reminds me of old school wrestling. Just the way, and
he's so good.
And what he's saying is like, yeah, I am that, but I can wrestle better than all these people. So yeah, one of the high key matches that they got me hooked for.
Absolutely.
Because you could have just done this match on a Dynamite and cool, but they were smart. They're going with this whole pillars thing. And
it's crazy. You think, oh yeah, these two haven't faced each other, because you just think of these guys coming in at the beginning and you think, oh, these two must have had a match in the early days or whatever. But no, they've done a great job. Both these guys feel like proper stars in that company, like main eventers, I think.
They're bigger than stars. They're pillars.
They are pillars.
The OG pillars.
Yeah.
The pillars that matter.
Pillars of wrestling.
Yeah, MJF and Darby. We go to Cody Rhodes versus Andrade El Idolo. I can never say that last name right, but I just like calling him Andrade Cien Almas. That's what he'll always be
back
to
in the
me.
day.
Yeah. We get Cody versus Andrade. Now, this is a match that's never happened before.
Yeah.
Because when Cody was there,
Andrade was in NXT.
Possibly.
Maybe not even.
Yeah, true.
Probably, yeah. They'd have been in the same company at the same time,
right.
But not for long.
Yeah, so Cody versus Andrade, and it's not even our main event or a pay-per-view match, but it's here free on Dynamite. Cody comes out, of course, with Arn and looking good in his gear, but then it's Andrade with his man Jose. He's always got Jose with him. Andrade is always one step of Cody early on in this match. Every time Cody goes for a move, it's like Andrade already scouted it, or every time Cody goes for like his double rope jump into either the kick or the cutter, Andrade jumps over the ropes and kind of like taunts him a little bit here, so it kind of flusters Cody, who eventually gets thrown to the outside and then a boot to the face. He comes back afterwards from the break with a power slam on Andrade for a near fall, but Andrade hits him with that spinning elbow. No one does it.
Oh, it looks so good.
Yeah.
His Judas effect, but he's so crisp with it, so snappy.
The Idolo effect, the CN effect. Yeah, it looks great. He has one of the best ones. He hits the three amigos, but the third one is into the turnbuckle there, crashing Cody there. There's then the classic running meteor, the knees or the balls to the face, as I call it, but Cody gets out of that, or kicks out of that afterwards. It's Andrade who goes up for his moonsault, but Cody clearly knows how to do some scouting, rolls the other way. So Andrade does like this, like almost like into the Arabian press.
Split-legged moonsault.
Yeah, lands on his feet because that's when he usually moonsaults you again.
Yeah, this was them both scouting, like scout to scout.
Yeah.
Andrade obviously usually does the double moonsault where he does the moon.
He tricks you and then
they've moved and he lands on his feet and does it again.
Cody went the other way.
Cody goes the other way. So he scouted that and did, okay, he's closer, I'm going to do a split-legged moonsault.
Right.
Then Cody moves again, so he landed on his feet. This was crazy.
Yeah, it looked pretty awesome. Cody comes back with his own elbow strike, the bionic elbow, definitely hitting him, getting the crowd finally cheering for him.
He's like, I am a baby face, guys.
Remember my dad?
You like my dad.
Yeah. Hits him with that. The crowd does eat it up. He goes for the figure four, but Andrade gets out of that and locks in his own figure four. Again, this sequence was fantastic. So smooth.
And he woos.
Yeah. Both. I'm pretty sure both of them did. And there's then... Cody eventually turns it over, and we have Arn who's like, turn it over, and he does, and it's the Indian deathlock, or
reverses the pressure,
JR says the Native American deathlock. Good for...
Yeah, JR said he is Native American as well.
He says, yeah, we've been calling it that on Best Match. We've been watching a lot of old wrestling, and the Indian deathlock is a move that's commonly used, so we, long time ago, were like, oh, wait, Indian deathlock, we should be calling this the proper name now as Native American deathlock. I would assume so. We don't want to offend anybody. No, like we always say that, and finally here I've
heard him say it before.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he said it on WatchAlongs before, on the rare ones where he's been on there.
Wow, and good for him.
But is he Native American?
I'm not gonna assume he's lying here. I would imagine he's telling the truth. Sure, like
maybe, what a bombshell.
Well, maybe it's like a small, like fraction. Like when my grandpa, who's super Canadian.
Well, like everyone in North America is Irish.
Yeah. Like in an ancestry thing, technically, I have some small percentage of Native American, but I'm like I'm white as fuck. So
right.
So I don't know, but JR, I don't know. I kind of want. I was interested when he said that. I was like, whoa, what? Really? Awesome, cool. But yeah, the Native American deathlock, which is still a cool move. Eventually, Cody gets thrown into the ropes when the referee is not looking, and FTR show up and smack Cody with the AAA titles, leaving us all to go, what? As Cody's then laid out, gets hit with the Idolo. What does he call it? The Idolo? The DDT.
Yeah, the Hammerlock DDT.
Hammerlock DDT.
He calls it the Idolo?
I think so.
Huh.
Yeah. Nails Cody with that. He is lights out, and Andrade picks up the win. Yeah. Why are you smiling?
Sorry, I'm just Googling on Twitter, looking up JR Native American.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, did he just say... Yeah.
Rishi in the Twitch chat says a quick Google search has taught us that JR is part Cherokee.
Oh.
There you go.
Interesting.
The more you know.
The more you know. Good for you, JR. I enjoyed this match. I feel finally we're starting to see Andrade. It took a while. He kept fannying around, not doing anything in this company. And then the match with Pac recently, this match, I'm really enjoying his work.
Yeah, no, I love this match. It makes me want to see it again down the line for sure. But I'm sorry, everybody, but I love Cody.
Why are you sorry?
Because everyone hates Cody. But not me.
No, I feel it's more like it's the thing to do right now.
Yeah. Not me.
I don't feel this is the same as when Siino was first getting these reactions.
Right.
I feel it's a bit more tongue-in-cheek with the crowd.
Yeah. I thought this was awesome. Definitely. Probably my match of the night, actually.
Yeah, I think so.
I would like to see them wrestle for 15 more minutes, 20 more minutes. But I wasn't quite sure of why FTR involved themselves. Because after this match, they go to beat down on Cody. And
well, they've got a financial agreement. Remember, Andrade was the one who got them the
AAA
that's right. championships.
That's right.
And we saw, like, MJF. Didn't he? MJF kind of passed Andrade the other week. So they've been having some sort of alliance.
Right. So they help him out here, and Arn gets involved, and he turns Tully around. There's now Arn and Tully in the ring, former friends now face to face. They look like they're about to fight. Andrade's behind them.
Arn always goes to this like wide stance where he's gonna.
Yeah.
You should practice for next year when we're Arn and Cody again.
I kind of walk like Arn, I've noticed.
Yeah.
I think Andrade was so funny here because as Arn and Tully were like rolling up the sleeves, Arn was probably taking his rings off, it's getting
His
serious.
sovereigns.
And Andrade is like the guy behind them, like, oh shit, here we go. They're gonna fight. And well, that didn't happen as the Lucha Bros show up to save the day and attack FTR and scare them all off here. But yeah, Cody gonna get that Lucha Bros rub.
I guess so.
6-man tag?
Yep, looks like it.
Right, yeah. I guess so. Do we get Cody Andrade again at the pay-per-view? Or is there some sort of... Yeah, where does Cody and these guys slot
Well, Cody and Black is still not finished, is it?
No.
Malachi is still calling him out. I don't really want a fourth match of that.
No.
As good as they've been. Yeah, I don't know. All these guys, because Pac is involved with this as well. Pac seems to have unfinished business with Andrade as well. So
yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, there's a lot of big groups of people that hate
big
other
names
groups of
who
people.
aren't on the pay-per-view yet.
Yeah, that too. Yeah, Cody, Andrade, Pac, the Lucha Bros FTR are already in things. So you could do Pac, Cody versus Malachi and Andrade at the pay-per-view. I don't know.
Did we have that last week?
I feel like no, not yet. Fuck, man.
Didn't that tag team match happen last week?
Yeah, fuck, man. I guess so.
I think it did.
But I'm saying that we're going to get Cody and the Lucha Bros versus Andrade and FTR next week. But, yeah. Instead of... I thought we would get Andrade and the Lucha Bros being together, but instead it's the other way around. But, yeah. I don't know. Where did they go on this?
I mean, they... As Dickie in the chat pointed out, Cody wasn't on All Out either. So they do want to load these Dynamites and Rampages, so
and people
maybe you
still
don't
boo Cody.
Put it all on the pay-per-view and spread it out.
And you still boo Cody.
I know.
Come on, Cody doesn't deserve it. He's a hero, an American hero, the American God. We go to...
Oh, you've got more of the show left,
yes,
haven't we?
It's not even over yet. That wasn't the main event. It's time for the main event. Well, before that, Tony Schiavone has an in-ring interview with John Silver, who says that next Friday, or this Friday, Rampage, Adam Cole versus John Silver, and that's what Schiavone says, but Silver says, no, Tony, you're wrong. It's not Silver versus Cole. It's John Silver versus Budge. And says, well, since old Budge got here, I've just been trying to help him out. We've been nothing but nice to him, but he hasn't been nice to us. So I think after I beat him on Friday, Budge, meaning Adam Cole, should cut his hair and be the Dark Order's manager. Little throw
wink to Keith Lee.
Yeah. So no mention of, hey, maybe Adam Cole won't make that match because he just got his head squashed in by 2 chairs from Christian Cage. I don't know.
Yeah, I think like Hannah Jay's DDT, Christian Cage maybe just didn't apply it properly enough. Yeah,
it's getting old. That concerto.
I do think, you have that concerto. You're out for
a while,
a week at least.
Yeah, that would hurt. You were twitching. You probably, and not twitching like he usually does. But Adam Cole was literally twitching there. So,
but I guess he's facing
Budge.
John Silver.
No, sorry, Budge is Cole.
Yeah, Budge is Cole. He's facing John Silver. Yeah,
which sounds great.
Yeah,
but I don't know if it's gonna happen, or they didn't say it's not. So we'll see. But that does sound pretty good. Main event time. The tournament here. It's the semifinals. Miro versus Orange Cassidy. We're going to see if the Orange gets crushed here by, what did JR say? The Bavarian, not the Bavarian.
The Bulgarian brute.
And then pauses and goes, Miro. His name's Miro. Just in case anyone...
Yeah, Bulgarian brute was one of his like monikers in WWE, so I don't know if that's trademarked, but he can trademark that, but yeah.
Yeah, Bulgarian brute. Miro versus Orange, and it goes exactly how we think. Orange tries to get some offense in. Miro gets him on the outside and hits this huge belly-to-belly suplex. And then in the ring, he's suplexing Orange around, just throwing him, even during the picture-in-picture. This match started at like 9:51 or 52 or something like that. And every second, a lot of it was in
even
picture-in-picture.
later. I got to say, I don't like, when you know it's a hard 10 o'clock end, I don't like the main event starting so late because I get like anxiety a little. I'm like, come on, when are you going to fit all this in?
Yeah, it can feel a little bit rushed. Definitely. Well, Miro's beating him up. There's this standing suplex throws and all sorts of stuff. It cuts to Matt Hardy, who's just watching this match now. He's like near the ring. He's ringside, and he's just staring. He's doing his teeth chomping. He's so upset. He hates Orange Cassidy, right?
Still, yeah.
I
still
guess.
Does.
Yeah. Just in case you thought, wow, we got...
Where's Matt Hardy this week?
I know that all you out there were wondering, guys, where's Matt Hardy? Well, he's here.
Yeah.
He's watching. More reason for me to believe that the Hardy family office is no more. I think they're done. I think.
No.
Yeah.
No.
So.
There'll be... You've got the Bunny fighting on Friday.
Yeah, but...
She'll be with Matt Hardy and all the friends.
She won't be.
You think they're done?
Yeah. I think Matt Hardy's checks bounced.
I don't know.
Yeah. Well, he's watching this match because he's not in it.
What's the evidence?
I have a hunch.
What kind of hunch?
Hunch meaning...
You got a source?
Hunch
You've been reading things?
No, hunch meaning I watched BTE this week, which was interesting. The Squid Game thing,
Yeah.
The Elite game. Yeah, it was... Did I say it was interesting?
It was terrible. I didn't like it at all.
Private Party were throwing shade at Matt Hardy. They cut some stuff out. There was blatant edits, and they only kept in the stuff they like made fun of Matt Hardy. And I was like, does that mean that they're done with Matt Hardy? Interesting.
We'll see.
Yeah. Well, Matt Hardy's watching Miro throw Orange Cassidy around. I don't know if I've seen this. It's like grabbing a guy to powerbomb him, but instead he just like threw him overhead. I know Miro and Orange are completely different sizes, so to him this was throwing like an empty keg over his head.
Yeah.
But it was so impressive. Orange does come back though. He kicks out and then he hits this like stunner and then a few strikes and then this flying tornado DDT because we know that's Miro's weakness. But just like Anna Jay earlier, not enough torque on it. Orange then beats up Miro on the outside, who's now like resting against the timekeeper's table. Orange climbs the top turnbuckle, jumps off it, flying through the air with this crazy dive splash, sending Miro and himself through the table. We see Matt Hardy watching on. He was impressed. There's now a 10 count from the ref, and it's a 9.9 count because Miro just barely. Bryce was just at going... all right, I'll let you in. You're Miro.
Yeah, he cut it fine.
Yeah, it was
Real
pretty.
fine.
It was pretty close here. As Miro gets to his feet, he's welcomed by the beach break from Orange Cassidy, but he kicks out at 2, and well, he gets up, he blocks Orange's moves, and then just kicks Orange.
Takes his head off.
His head is in the fucking 6th row here, and locks in the game over. And it's game over. Orange Cassidy loses. Miro wins. And Miro advances in the tournament to face Bryan Danielson at Full Gear. While Bryan comes down to the ring. I forgot to mention Danielson was on commentary for this match in his white shirt. I don't think he's changed since coming to AEW. And he said that he knows, both these guys. And he knows what kind of monster Miro was. He was bigging Miro up and kind of... Not sounding scared at all, but being like, I know I have a challenge ahead of me if he is the guy. And, well, Miro wins, so Daniel goes to shake his hand, and Miro no-sells him. And he's like, nah. As he kind of nods as he's looking up to God, because he's God's favorite champion, and says, no, we'll see what happens.
I think this is the right replacement for Mox.
Yes.
For sure. I enjoyed the match. We've seen Orange Cassidy and Miro a few times now at this point. But Miro is absolutely the right choice. And still, I think when we heard of Moxley, Bryan, you're going, oh, that's going to be an interesting match because the way Moxley's style has changed so much. I feel the same with Miro. He's so much more like vicious with his moves. Like I've always quite liked Miro, but he's added so much more to his game now. Everything looks so deadly. Yeah. And I think this form of Bryan we've got now, where he will smack you in the face as well when he needs to. This is going to be a brutal match, and I actually think as a kind of compensation, I guess, for Mox Bryan, I think this is a good one.
100%. This is as insane as a Mox match would be, if not maybe even more. Because now also, we didn't get the match we want. We got to go out there and kill each other.
I think Miro's already been proving himself, but I think this could really be a big, like, wow, that Miro match.
Yeah, definitely. I mean,
Bryan can have that with anyone, but
of course,
yeah, I think this could be really good.
Honestly, Bryan could come out tomorrow and be like, "Hey,
he could wrestle me, and we'd have a great match."
Yeah, probably he'd wrestle the Broom or whatever they say, but he could literally go, "Oh, you know what? I'm done wrestling. Actually, this was a good run. Thanks." I'd be like, "Well, that run you just did in AEW was awesome. Like, I would be proud of already what you just did because these matches he's already put on, every match he's put on has been good. I even love the Dustin one.
Yeah."
So, like, everything he's done here is amazing. And now you're saying, okay, he's going to face this monster who's also, like, been on this crazy run.
I think it's a real credit to AEW as well, how they've developed Miro. We've probably seen this match before in WWE.
Sure.
At some point.
Yeah.
Like, probably.
Yeah.
And we're not just going, oh, well, it's just Daniel Bryan versus Rusev.
Two WWE guys.
Oh, it's just two WWE guys. They both feel so different. Where, yeah, this is exciting.
Yeah, it's definitely... that's how the show ends with them not... Yeah, they had a bunch of matches since Bryan's come back, I think 2018? Yeah, it looks like it. So they've tangled in some matches before, just doing a quick dig there. But yeah, it's not that anymore. It's completely two different entities. Imagine we got this story or this Bryan Danielson going in against like a Brock Lesnar.
Oh yeah,
from like that Survivor Series years ago. Like that was the match we all wanted. Was the big scary Brock versus the David Goliath story. You know, Daniel Bryan.
Yeah,
but he was kind of soft in WWE, and now we've seen him unchained
with Mox with Ambrose.
Yeah,
like, we saw that match, but if you had this iteration against Brock,
yeah, exactly. There was some good stuff on Dynamite this week. I really loved this main event. I really loved Cody and Andrade. There was some fluff in it that I was kind of like, okay, I think they could have went about this a different way. I kind of didn't like Punk's promo. I think the first time Punk made me kind of scratch my head out of all the things he's kind of done. Because it's like, okay, read the room, dude. Like, about Mox and stuff. And I liked the FTR Aero Star Kalisto, but some of the other stuff, it just felt like wasn't as...
I feel you often maybe get this in AEW coming up to the pay-per-view.
Yeah.
They hold off on big matches on TV and focus on, right, let's really sell the matches we have for the pay-per-view now. And I think the promos we had this week, I really liked the Inner Circle American Top Team segment. I loved the MJF Darby segment. The wrestling was good. It wasn't one of the blow-away wrestling weeks for AEW. But, again, a very enjoyable show. And Full Gear's looking good.
Yeah, I mean, Full Gear is on the 13th of November. So that's going to have some really good matches. We got Kenny Hangman, obviously. Miro, Danielson, Britt versus Ty. Inner Circle, Top Team. Lucha Bros, FTR. And Darby, MJF. Kingston versus CM Punk. Is that official? Because I'm looking at Wikipedia and it's on the list.
I feel that will be added.
Yeah, definitely.
I do think now, there's more interest in Miro Bryan because you could see Miro winning and being Paige's first opponent, like a big heel for Paige to take on. Whereas if Bryan wins, I kind of feel you keep the title on Kenny.
Right.
So I think all the time when it was Bryan Mox, I was just, you're going to get Bryan win and it's going to be Bryan Kenny. Now with the Miro situation, you could switch it up and you could just go all the way with Miro.
Imagine you just Miro season, just push Miro to be the champ again. That's what he says. He needs God to let him be champion. So I don't know. I think Kenny Danielson again is.
Yeah, but if you're putting the title on Page, like they could do the title switch.
This is
in
true.
which case Miro's not the worst first threat for Page's title reign you could have.
Yeah, not wrong. But I guess I'm just booking as what I would like to see. But that's Hangman lose and Danielson wins. So
that's why I'm kind of leaning for. But
right, yeah.
You could go either way.
And then they'll have a 1 hour draw.
1 hour draw
on a pay-per-view.
Build up to the just 3 hour match.
I'd still watch it. That's how
yeah.
fucked up we are as fans. Yeah. So that was Dynamite from November 3rd. Thanks for listening to us talk about it. Looking forward to next week. What is on next week? We know Rampage is supposed to be Budge versus Silver, and Punk's going to call out Eddie. But next week, a go-home show. I imagine we get some sort of back and forth with Kenny and Hangman of some capacity. We'll talk all about that next week on BDElite. But again, if you're going to watch Full Gear, hang out and watch it with us on Twitch. We always do these watch-alongs, which are so super fun. And then after the show ends, we'll do a post-show where we talk all about that. And if you miss it, we'll put it on this very feed. But on this very feed, you can listen to Shot in the Dark, John Siino talking all about all the other wrestling like AEW Dark and Shot in the Dark. That's what he calls this show. Elevation, right?
Yeah.
All the other wrestling. Impact, there's people apparently gone from Impact. Ring of Honor people are chilling. There's a lot going on in the other shows and other companies of wrestling that you may not know what's going on. But you want more shows of Davie and Braden? Well, you can go to patreon.com/upNXT because the November schedule is up. It's the 3rd, which means it's the perfect time to sign up and give us a shot because that means you get access to everything before and everything coming.
Absolutely. So many shows coming up. A new episode of Was Next dropping this Thursday, where we're looking at the June 19th, 2013 edition of NXT. This Friday, I'll be back with another episode of The Sesh, where this week I'm going to be joined by Brandon from New Jersey, talking all about the latest episode of Succession. And then this Sunday, a new episode of Up Yours, where Braden and I are joined by world champion patron Howie Nishi. Braden, if you're on the Twitch right now, he's waxing on, waxing off.
I'm always waxing on.
Because we're talking about Karate Kid Part 2.
Yeah, for all you Cobra Kai heads out there, look, they're coming back in December. And Howie picked Karate Kid last year just because he's like, yeah, I love this movie. It means a lot to me. And we were like, yo, this is perfect because we're all getting into Cobra Kai. Well, Cobra Kai is coming back. There's a lot of tie-ins to the movies now in the show. So if you're a fan of the Karate Kid, well, we talk all about Karate Kid Part 2.
We talk all about relationship, long-distance relationship.
Yeah, you want to get
passion
real.
over principle. Oh, boy.
We inadvertently just start talking about our relationship.
If you like tangents in shows, this Karate Kid review is the one.
We talk about how we want to go to Okinawa, Japan, and all these different places. Yeah, that's the show coming out on an Up Yours. World Champ patrons get to pick stuff, and Howie picked a great movie for us to review. We loved it. Yeah, we love that movie. That's out this weekend. But yeah, you get all these shows. You get all the best matches ever, which best match ever, SmackDown 6 next week. So make sure to get your feedback in because we're going to be joined by Wei Ting. He's going to chat all about SmackDown 6, meaning Chavo, Eddie, Kurt, the other guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, all that stuff.
All that stuff.
All these podcasts and patreon.com is where you can do it. /upNXT. Of course, and it's only $5 for North American tier to access almost 400 podcasts. So many. Guys, thank you for hanging out with us. Of course, follow us at UpNXT Podcast. I myself, Braden Herrington, Twitter, Instagram. You can find me at the Bray D.
And you can find me at Davie Portman.
Take care. Goodbye. Be safe. And can you take on 5 guys at a time?
Always. Ahoy!
All I do is win, boy.
First time in a long time, But it seems like just yesterday, when we were side by side, beast mode, no one's blocking our way. These other guys tried it, but them man ain't got the skills of Braden and Davie, brazen and raging, bringing you the thrills and spills. Right here in full gear, about to blow up like TNT. Us man are too sweet, Brady, DVP, the BDElite. Right here in full gear, about to blow up like TNT. Us man are too sweet, Brady, DVP, the BDElite.